Okay, today's topic is need for values in global change. Globalization means sharing our best things of life, or knowledge for the betterment of people. Okay, but we are creating a job. You can say it was, as I think, several decades back. It was Dr. Mahbubul Haq of Pakistan. He said to Dr. M.S. Swaminathan of India, father of agriculture revolution, he said that, Swami, we are creating jobless economy in the world. Jobless economy or world without jobs or business without jobs. It is a sort of jobless economy. We are heading nowhere, and ultimately, you can say we are achieving nothing. And this man had predicted, you can say, chaos to become in coming years. Like technological, ideological, and economic forces of convergence are increasingly shaping a new era of globalization. Like too much technology, too much ideological conflicts are there, economic forces, they are just enforcing the, you can say, whole dynamics of the world, just you can say, shaping a new era of globalization. You can say this is good enough and also bad enough also. Our ramifications are too, or you can say, responsible for the degradation of values, or you can say human values of a person, or you can say country at large, or we can say world at large. The world is becoming one market. World is becoming one market or one place, a sort of a simulation of so many things not seen before. Even it has effect on cultural values and social values. And ultimately, actually, what is happening, you can say, impact of globalization is that it is just ruining, or you can say, just affecting smaller cultures of the world. And we are accepting, like again we are accepting so many things in our life. Business and businesses, because of global change, are in for tech revolution. Just we are saying that change is obvious, change is permanent, and we have to change accordingly. But I tell you, uh, biggest sufferer is the weakest person in the line, or you can say of the world. If you want to destroy a nation, some you can say few nations have philosophy that if you want to destroy a nation, just hit at its culture. If there is no culture, no country, no Banhami, no human values are there. You can say no human value is there. Then, if you analyze the advertisement of several multinationals, and you can say by day, we have accepted them. Like they have introduced so many things in our life not seen before. They are disturbing our culture, values, and ethics in daily life and management at business at large, I tell you. And you can say it is coming into fore in our, you can say, life cycle or day-to-day affairs of our life. Values are needed. Values are needed. Human values are needed, because it is a not just matter of one person, few person. It is a matter of whole world. It must be value driven, not value deficit. If we are value driven, certainly we are safer. We are safer. If anybody is a value deficit, certainly problems are there. Certainly problems are there. If he is a both, you can say, skill driven, as well as you can say uh, value driven, then we will be in safer hand. Due to globalization, everything is changing except values. If you just analyze, you can say the seven S Mackenzie's model. It has human values in the center. Human values in the center. Amishi, just uh, mute yourself. Okay, mute yourself. Oh, okay. Yes, thank you. Values will guide the whole process of globalization. If we are cherishing, if we are adopting value system in our life, day-to-day affairs, certainly human values will guide, you can say, global forces and business at large. Whatever things are there, whatever quantities are there, but quality, without human values, it is just useless. And it is a human values are actually they provide a sort of roadmap or blueprint to be followed. No contradiction, no confusion at all. It is clear cut roadmap to a common person, so that easily or you can say any person, any woman can follow at ease. Then we had Indian culture since long cherishing the, you can say, concept of Lord Krishna, given by Lord Krishna, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Whole world is a family. To great extent, Indian culture, we have followed family system, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Whole world is a family. Uh, family. Okay, the word is one family is guiding Indians like anything since thousands of years. So many, you can say, or you can say several thousand years, or you can say we are cherishing this philosophy and which is guiding like anything. And then values, and you can say it is older than the concept of globalization or whatever concept globally they are coming. The Indian culture is quite older one, or you can say, and guiding, and you can say moral force behind every Indian. Then values and ethics will guide MNCs, TNCs, and global corporation. Okay, why not they are thinking in terms of, you can say, social temples, or you can say social corporation, or you can say moral corporations, or spiritual corporations like that. Okay, so thus just they must shape according to the value system. And you can say there is no contradiction of value system of any country. If you just chalk out, you can say differentiate, try to differentiate, try to make a chart, and you can say jot down ideas. I tell you, every culture is similar in nature. Whether you can say Christianity is there, Islam is there, Hinduism is there, or any culture of the world. I tell you, they are going in same direction. I tell you, they are going in, and there is no conflict, no you can say dilemma is there. Ultimately, why are, you can say, we are negating people at large, you can say the world, those who are looking after the world affairs at large, and certainly they are neglecting and they are failed in this concept like that. Then WTO is a, its working is based on equal right to each country, smaller or bigger. Okay, but in reality, it is not there. Again, I tell you, it is being dominated by, you can say, riches, or you can say developed nations at large, or you can say are dominating, you can say developing nations or least developing nations. Again, you can say nowhere it is written that every country will be treated at par. But in reality, I tell you, if you just go down, it is different and different. They are certainly partial, you can say, in their favor. Then they expect everything. They expect everything in their favor and are not prepared to give the right to the developing countries. Whether you talk about trims are there, or investment is there, subsidies are there. Certainly they are, you can say, severing, or you can say even are sometimes our you can say uh, some older products like Darjeeling tea, basmati rice, or you can say, and several Ayurvedic medicines are being patented by multinationals in, you can say, several of, you can, multinational from developed nations. Then you can say regarding at Seattle and Cancun talks, ministerial talks failed due to whims and fancies of the developed nations. because they are imposing a such type of measure that they are not in consonance with the, or you can say, according to parameters of developing or least developing nations. They said that just pay, they, you can say, they were talking about, you can say, environmental factors, or you can say labor factors, and the Morosoli Maran Sar had said that Germans are paid higher than, you can say, any other countries of the world. So, do you are you going to follow German standards, or are they people are going to join your standards? There is a disparity between two articles. Always there is still there is a far war between developed and developing nation, between rich country and poor countries, between north and south country. Okay, so just somewhere, or you can say, it can be felt, you can say, with visibly, it is apparent, I tell you, it can be seen, I tell you, while you can say business talks are there, deliberations are there. Okay, the biases are there, and it must be based, if you are just want equality, it is equality based on value system. And then but developing countries, one, due to their values and moral support, they garnered among themselves, actually. And I tell you, just they are, according to when what happened in 2008 and 2016, meltdown in developed nations. They face like anything. It was Julia Roberts, Hollywood actress. He adopted Hinduism, and you can say Steve Jobs, who established Apple company, a great company making iPhones. He was you can say disappointed. You can say, or you can say, mentally or physically, he was down enough, and ultimately he came to India in search of solace and peace. At that. Ultimately, he had gone to an ashram at Nainital. He got solace, tranquility, peace, and you can say in terms of mansa vacha varna, mansa vacha karmana, मन से वचन से कर्म से उन्होंने, you can say, he got solace, he got peace. You can say the priest or saint gave him, you can say, eaten an apple. That eaten apple became, you can say, logo of the company. Half eaten apple, and then and several others, I tell you, like Mark Zuckerberg. He was also there. He was also there. He had been in India for 6 months. Steve was in India for 6 months in search of, you can say, solace, peace, tranquility, not in search of excellence. I tell you, he was fed up with all these things. Next, in uh, rich countries have progressed like anything in terms of money, in terms of assets, of in terms of materialism. They have grown in materialism, but in their life they have achieved nothing. Like I have quoted, you can say, Julia Roberts and Steve Jobs. They came India, but they achieved nothing. Result is that they are suffering from despair and tension. You can say work-life balance, and ultimately they are getting solace in yoga and yoga, I tell you, and spirituality, I tell you. Due to materialism, families are uh, breaking up. Families are breaking up, breakdown of values, moral system, and ethics. It is also due to somewhat global change, because families are breaking up to great extent, actually. And you can say nuclear family. The concept of nuclear family is coming like nobody is there, and result is that old age asylum, they are coming like anything. My guru of died because of isolation. He needed, you can say, family member relations, talk with, you can say, people, or you can say brothers and sisters, rather than money, and you can say several, or you can say five-star facilities. And MNCs are encouraging. MNCs are encouraging more, you can say, uh, small families. Material MNCs are just, you can say, they are searching, or you can say have researches on single or small families, or you can say they are also promoting small families rather than joint families, more single families. Just see the concept: more single families, more products, more services, or you can say needed in the houses, like more televisions and sets, fridges and electronic gadgets are needed in single families. One house is divided into several independent houses. Every home, every you can say room is independent. Ultimately, there is no sharing of veranda, sharing of balcony, sharing of dining table. Nobody has time, you can say, to share will and woes and human values like anything. Ultimately, it is a disintegrated concept. And where we are going, where we are going, destination is unknown. I tell you, unknown. We are heading towards, you can say, heading towards disaster and a sort of unknown destination. You can say, ultimately, it is a we are going into perils. I tell you, ultimately, we are going into perils. And then they are creating, like again I'm quoting, they are creating more houses in single, more houses in one houses, separations of emotions and feeling, separation of emotions and feelings, like that. It is more damaging, I tell you, more damaging. Everything is there, everything is there, but peace is there, mental peace is not there, no physical needs are, physical peace is not there. Full of tension, full of problems, and a work-life balance, tension, stress. And you can say plenty of laughing clubs they came into picture, right? Laughing clubs, and you can say then you can say sleeping. There is a sale of sleeping pills, and you can say pills for BP. It had gone up, it had gone down because of we don't have value system in our life. We have forgotten our value system in our life. That's why this whole balance is disturbed to great extent, I tell. Whole whole balance, I tell you. Mental balance, physical balance, emotional balance, spiritual balance is disturbed to great extent, I tell. And then basic ethical standards are basic, wherever are, you can say, you can go to Egypt, you can go to China, you can say England, France, European Union, or America, anywhere I go. Basic principle are human values, they are universal, accepted by no contradiction is there. That's why I tell you, it is my appeal to go back to basics of nature, human values, simple life, simple wise. Then there will be no need of laughing clubs. Laughing clubs, I tell you. What a joke, I tell you. What a joke. Okay. Then you can say differences lies in the application of ethical principle, or you can say business situation. How you take it. How you take. Jaki rahi bhavna jaisi. Tulsidas in his Ramayana, he wrote, Jaki rahi bhavna jaise. How you take it, like ethos is there. But I tell you, it is being explained. It means a deciphered in different way. But, my dear, it is different. Everybody is just, even a tailoring ethos according to their, his or her needs. But universal human values, they are same. They are not different. They are not different, I tell you. They are not different all over the world. All over the world. It is essential for, you can say, furthering, or you can say further development, ethical practices in business, community, and professional people. Okay, see, it is essential while you are transacting money. Transacting money, you must be more honest in dealing with financial transactions. And it is a very difficult to be a professional, but you must stick to be a professional. Again, driven by value system. Again, I tell you, driven by value system. Then, why I tell you, Hippocrates oath, like MBBS doctor, after passing, you can say, having this degree, there is a, you can say, Hippocrates oath. You can say dedicated to the patient, dedicated to the people. But how many doctors, how many people, they are just cherishing, they are adhering to the principle of Hippocrates, I tell you. And certain there is a degeneration of value system. Then you can say code of ethics is to be improved, is to be improved, or is to be improved confidence of customer, so that confidence of the customer, clients, and employees in the quality of service they must expect. Whatever you can say, people are expecting quality, quality I can say, and products and services must be there. This is expected from business organization. Okay, like even business is now worldwide operation. Business is not restricted to in few pockets. It is a worldwide phenomena, and business codes govern the interrelations with of the members of business cannot be carried on in its presence complexity without trust in ethical standard of vendors and suppliers, of financiers and government agency. You can say, and it must be carried on like in case of business. Vendor development is there. Vendor development is there. Complexities are there. Standards of vendors and suppliers are there. Again, I tell you. Again, it is a very good system, I tell you, in case of vendor system. But they must be, again I tell you, again I appeal you that it must be value driven, ethically stronger, I tell you, value system, and ethically it must be stronger enough, I tell you. Then invest interests of all those interest the interests of all those who deal with business stockholders, uh, employees, customers, dealers, suppliers. Why I have quoted it, and local community, because they are stakeholders of the progress, stakeholder of the business, without investing any single penny, because they people come from the society. Ultimately, business has to return back to the society. That's why they are stakeholders. They have partner of the business and success of the business, because everything is coming from the society, whether land is there, whether money is there, when people are there. Anything what you can say, anything, any matter in the of the world, it is coming from the society. Because of them, since last thousands of years, 10 thousands of years, they have you can say, you can say a sort of they have saved a lot, I tell you. And they have forwarded it, or you can say they have given to their you can say coming generations. It has descended down. What your system is there, value system is there, agriculture is there, trade is there, where value system was there. And then such type of people need to be protected from unethical and dubious ways of dealing and exploitation. In business, again I tell you, in, at least in business, people are cheating. That's why customer codes are coming into picture. If you are honest enough, there is no need of you can say mixing of colors, mixing of pesticide, mixing of several things. You can say unhealthy to unhealthy, or you can say to health. Several things, whatever they are saying, they are not just executing the same. I tell you. And then, like, what happened with one multinational company at Palakkad, beverages company? What happened at it? The panchayat of that state, that village had given permission to company that establish your plant so that we can get employment. Ultimately, that company had taken so much water. Ultimately, what happened in the vicinity of 25 villages, water had gone down. Ultimately, one day, Panchayat said that stop this operation because we are losing water, a rare, you can say, resource of our country. And ultimately, when you will take away our water, what will happen to us? Ultimately, they stopped the operation. They cried. That company cried before you can say Kerala government and even in the courts also. They refuse to intervene. That panchayat is itself, you can say, lower level court. They are competent enough. If they have allowed it to operate you, and then certain they have right to stop you if you are not fit to their expectations. And then, like, customers' right can be saved and served well duly when there is some type of moral binding on the business community. Moral binding, and you can say, like, we can go to Tata's or the Narayanan Murthy and Bipros or Jim Premji and many more. I tell you, they whatever they are saying, so they are they believe in their belief is that giving back to the society, giving back to the society. Ultimately, ultimately, reward is immense. It is a sort of insurance. It is a sort of insurance. Common people, innocent people, trusting such type of organization, and even you can say common folks, tribals, they are trusting such type of organization because they are just they are caretaker of there. You can say several needs are there, whether education is there, health is there, water problem is there, employment generation is there. Like Okha Mandal, Okhai brand was a bond because of, you can say, association with Tata Chemicals. And they people, like you can say, they were trained at time, they were trained at Bombay's workshops, and you can say wonderful fabric and colors combination came into picture, and Okhai became a brand of not only this country and whole world. And ultimately, when it was just a pleasant experience to know that a lady, along with her siblings, just going through exam of intermediate. It was happy feeling for siblings and happy feelings for that mother and partner of success of Tata Chemicals. And you can say Jamshedpur, 150 years, I tell you, 150 years of dominance, 150 years of, you can say, cherishing value system returned back to the society. What happened at Hotel Taj when it was attacked by terrorists from neighboring countries? It was a Mallika Jagat, 24 years lady. She was the leader and dictating like anything. Everybody was on the duty, I tell you, to protect its customer. 3,400 customers was protected by the, you can say, even leaders like Mallika Jagat, 24 years. And you can say General Manager Khan, His wife was shot dead, and his siblings were shot dead, and even then he was on duty. I tell you, nation had saluted this man as a messiah, charismatic leader. Okay, so such type of people, they are making this country, or you can say society, great. I tell you, that they are leader, they are ethical leader. Where are, you can say, and I tell you, everywhere such type of people and leader, they are needed like anything. Okay, then customers' right can be saved when ethical values are there. And business today is confronted with major groups of social issues. Business today is confronted with major groups of social issues like people-oriented management, people's driven. I tell you. It is only people's technology and nothing else. People, and what marketing is that? Marketing starts with the consumer and ends with the consumer and finished, get lost at it. If you are just taking care of consumer, start from consumer and end with the consumer in terms of consumer satisfaction. Another one, ecological and environment practice. What is happening everywhere? Why climate change is it is a talk of the day everywhere. Why not we are reducing? Just see the health of water, health of air, health of land, health of sea, health of rivers, lakes, and glaciers. They are melting like anything because our misdeeds or misbehavior with the nature. What hell we are doing are these multinational, their businesses. They are conducting fraud with the nature, right? Every day we see that trees are being cut down in our vicinity, in our, you can say, neighborhood. It takes hundreds of years, I tell you. A tree of neem, tree of people, tree of vargat, banyan, I tell you. And we simply within no hour we cut down such type of, you can say, 300 years old neem tree or people tree or vargat tree. What hell we are going to conduct in the world, I tell you. Everybody is just cutting, destroying like our nature. Chitijal Pavak Gagan Samira, Panchatattva ka Bana Sarira. Five forces of nature, and their five gods are there. And once headed by, you can say, Lord Shankar. He's a lord of, he's a representative of nature, Adi Dev. There was no conflict at all. Love these five forces. Before any, you can say, on any auspicious occasion or wedding, is there any karikram, or you can say any event, incident is there? Five forces of nature: Chitijal Pavak Gagan Samira, Panch Tattva ka Bana Sarita. Five forces in our nature. They are five lords headed by Lord Shankar and Aditya. And you can say he's a nature's god. Then consumerism. Consumerism means, I tell you, just it has become movement, and every crisis and resource utilization and development. They are, as you can say, they must be, you can say, socially driven. And then business has to adopt uniform code of conduct regarding product standards, pesticides in Coke, Pepsi. It was just, it was in news, you can say, hardly 10 to 15 years back while they came into picture. An analysis was conducted by Delhi-based uh, organization. Even our RO water, or you can say whatever mineral waters, they are not safer to drink actually. Even I'm talking about national brands, leading brands, they are not safer, I tell you, to drink. Health problem is the plastic is biggest menace, and everywhere you will get plastic. Ultimately, it is affecting our life, and you can say lifestyle also. The problems that cause managers the greatest concern were those which involved buying business using gifts, bribes, personal personal favors. Like, okay, what is that? Just Okay. Earlier it was calendar and uh, key key ring was there. Pen was there, pencil was there. Now it is lot of money, or you can say promotions are there, business promotion. On the guise of that, lot of money is being spent. on it. It is not to say everybody crystal clear is there, open secret is there. Executives, they are bribed like anything. Okay, it is there. Certainly it will go because business rules and rules of economics, they are tougher. If you play with money, money will play with you. Okay. Then personal problems also caused anxiety. Personal problems, they are also because of, you can say, value system decrease and degeneration of value system, but mostly due to conflict of the head and heart. When emotions came in the way of responsible decision making, you can say head and heart, कहते हैं दिल गवारा करे और दिमाग स्वीकृत दे उसे, समाज उसको एक्सेप्ट करे, सोसाइटी जैसे हर चीज जायज है, दिल गवारा करे, दिल कहे हाँ, and nodded by your brain and accepted by society. Everything is right, everything is right, everything is whole thing is going into hell, I tell you, hell. And no, it is a depthless degeneration. And then, due to global change, again, I tell you, due to global change, managers are giving more importance to the company's policies influencing ethical decision. A man's personal code of conduct is given second place. Again, I tell you, situation is worst. Those who are talking and talking about ethos, such type of people are outdated. Outdated. There is no place. It is a second place. People are talking all over the world. I tell you, no doubt. Concept of CSR is there. Corporate social responsibility is there. Corporate governance is there. But in reality, somewhere I tell you, why we are not thinking in unison or one way in one direction regarding Paris Convention, like in case of you can say uh, climatic change, and several protocols are there. Still, you can say few developed nations, top-notch developed nations, they are not honest in case of global warming, climatic change. They are making a responsible, they are, you can say that developing nations are responsible for that, but largest you can say resources of the world you people have exploited, like you can say petro fossil is there, and you can say wherever fossil fuels are there, even coal is there. In case of developing and least developing nations, they have just started it, but chaos is there. And everybody, irrespective of you can say developing, least developing, everybody has to think in one direction. Otherwise, there is no second planet to live and reside at, or you can say are flourishing. Ultimately we will go into down, or you can say there is no space, there is no space to another space to live like that. Then dishonest methods used by the companies to beat the competitor. Dishonest. Two strategies are there. Red ocean strategy, and you can say uh, in blue ocean strategy. Red ocean strategy is cutthroat competition, kill your competitor. But in case of blue ocean strategy, just draw a longer line than shorter. And certainly, when you are drawing a longer line, you will be winner. I tell you, without defeating anybody, you will be the you can say successful, or you can say number one. And then, like, or you can say they are beating unethical climate of the country industry are cited as deterrents to the honest transaction of the business. Then present selling or promos of advertisement, like with the help of you can several countries, I tell you, promoting nudity, or you can say uh, female sex exposure, child use in advertisement, or you can say ultimately people came into picture and they were on the road. That you just stop these operations showing nudity, though their awards were, you can say, prize winner. They were number one in the world, I tell you. But when people came into picture and you can say they were on a road, then this company had withdrawn. Ultimately, who is great? Customer is king. Customer is the queen, I think. They have final authority to accept and final authority to reject your assignment, or you can say your offerings are there. In a study, it was found that people were dissatisfied with the idea profit should be one, not only guidelines for the business and decision making. Profit shouldn't be a, you can say, criteria. Profit is necessary, but not everything. It is implicit, it is a part of business operation. Without that, no growth will be there. But it shouldn't be exorbitant. For survival or to stay long in the business, one has to follow, you can say, preaching the values and ethics. I'm just taking example of Tata's group factor. Since last 150 years, since last they are adopting social return back to the society as if one of the function of main function of the company, like HR, like production, like marketing, and you can say social function, social initiative, wherever there you can say uh, their plants are there. Like JKs, they had polytechnics, they have residential areas, or you can say they are supplying RO water to, you can say, nearby community. They have hospitals, they have schools, and you can say Birlas. Go back into the background of Birlas, Bajaj, Mahindras are there. So they are coming as you can say they are known in the picture. They are in the news also. So such type of you can say more initiatives are needed in the society to survive, to sustain for longer period. And then they should remain core basic to follow in the vision. They should remain core and basic to follow. Like you can say, I have quoted an example of Tata's started by Jamshedji Tata, great Jamshedji Tata, great JRD, and great Ratan Tata. I tell you. And then other brands are the Amul is there, established by the farmers, headed by Varghese Kurian, a wonderful, you can say, model, wonderful model. And it must be applied in a, you can say, in every farmer, wherever farmers issues are there. Like in case of processing industry, fruits and vegetables, 50% fruits and vegetables are being perished and rotten. I tell you. It is in a sort of panache, you can say one medicine for, you can say, raising the income manifold, I tell you. 50% just preserve and save 50% fruit and vegetable production, you just save, you can say. Ultimately, I tell you, farmers will be at the top, I tell you. For that, we need certain infrastructural facilities like cold chain, reefer tax. Like in Gaza, we don't have cold chain, I tell you. And wherever you can say developed nations, they have progressed because of infrastructural facilities are present. Still, and we are lagging behind. But you can say Amol's model is being uh, applied in India. and other parts of the world. That's why I can say it is not top 10 one of the top 10 brand, and you can say it is ethical driven, based on, you can say, Gandhian principles. And then few more points are there, just I'm coming back. Global concept adopted worldwide, especially worldwide, like Japanese. And there is a history behind the Japanese success. It was Robert Demings and Joran. They were American quality guru, but in America nobody had time to listen them. Then they came into Japan, and Japan was facing, you can say, it was image crisis, or you can say crisis of character, crisis of positioning in the world, like that. Japan, people of Japan, or you can say business houses of the Japan, listened them carefully, and they executed his their philosophy in reality. I tell you, in reality. That's why you can say total quality management, Kaizen, just in time, quality circles, Six Sigma, zero error, zero defect. Like Toyota, earlier it was Toyota. They brought I tell you, quality concept of zero error, zero defect. Okay. Then just in time, benchmarking, follow your leader, imitate your leader. What happened to Dabbawalas of Bombay? It is a only organization, and they got Six Sigma award. Six Sigma award. It is only uh, of its own type example in the world. I tell you. Six Sigma award. They pass, you can say, thousands of tiffins. They pass from one place to another, but you can say no, you can say problem, you can say problem in supplying goods and taking back, you can say they are different items. Few examples are there, few complaint came, but it was default of the, you can say, uh, people, or you can say those are using the services of Dabbawala Bombay. The great example again, ethical driven, no strike at all, I tell you. They are coming from a one village, and salary is not higher enough, I tell you. So again, it is an example, ideal example to show the world that money is not a criteria, higher salary is not a criteria for, you can say, satisfaction, or you can say mental or physical satisfaction. Then Taguchi methods, ISO 9000, ISO 14,000, ISO 26,000. In all global concept, ethics is implicit. Ethics is implicit, value system is implicit, and expected from the sellers, buyers, and intermediaries. It is expected at everywhere. Whatever you are selling us your product, it is good enough. Okay. And then International Human Rights Commission. Again, International Human Rights Commission, Greenpeace movement is against the use of atom bombs and wars. Whatever, like wars are there, missile wars are there, atom bombs are there. Just it is a sort of greed, I tell you, greed, I tell you. Highly greed is a, you can say, biggest threat to the existence of nation. Then again, I tell you, Kyoto Protocol, not signed by developed nations, and still they are, you can say, making, you can say, they are in whims and fancies. There is no, I tell you, no alternative. We have to, every country has to sign it, Kyoto Protocol, or any nature's conventions are there. Okay, so they have to, like ozone depletion, Basel Convention, that Montreal Protocol, all are based on moral and ethics. They are avoiding us. Actually, so ultimately, Everybody has to sign all these, you can say, conventions. Global change may be the, you can say, okay, any change may be the reason for adopting wrong means or MNCs are indulging in unethical practices in other countries. Like, being teacher, that they distort the, you can say, business fabric of the country. Like, how to just penetrate, like low pricing strategy, like a premium pricing, like a low pricing strategy, just disrupt the whole, you can say, pricing fabric of that country. Ultimately, you can say, loss leadership. They are selling at losses. They are dumping their products below the cost of production. How is it possible? And how long it is possible? Ultimately, they are, you can say, thrashing and you can say damaging their competitors. Good ethics is a good business. Good ethics is good business is a common mantra, and belief wins laurels in long run. Then various ethos like learned, you can say, they are they are being observed. You can say observed by the authors. Why businessmen are supporting, saying a business that behaves ethically induces others to behave ethically towards it. Okay. Why, you can say, there was a saying in business parlance that if we are paying tax, I tell you, so what will be the profit? I tell you. And then a good man who steadfastly tries to be ethical somehow always overtakes his immoral counterpart. I told you I have given several, you can say, examples. Why at the top? Why they are at the top? Always they are at the top because of ethical, because they are value driven, and they are not value deficit. Unethical man preoccupied with deception cannot match pure creative zeal of the honest individual whose energies are freed for maximum productivity and creativity. Actually, they are not those who are value driven. They are not misguided. They are valued. They know what to do and what to know. They know their periphery. Do's and don'ts are there. Wrong and rights are there. Black and white is there. And then, and again, I'm just closing my first session, and I'm just concluding. If a business house is strong in values and ethics, customers stand in favor of such type of organization during odd times. When people, you can say, there was expansion of Tata Chemicals, Tata Power came into picture. When people said to Fox, you can say tribals and local Fox like that. Okay, then we will see that we will sit together and talk together. We will sort out this matter. They are ultimately they are, you can say, partner of our success and day-to-day affairs. No matter, we will sort out. And such type of confidence whole India saw in them about Tata's ultimate actually. Right product, right quality, features and affordable prices, right place at the right time, right promotion, no false claims, no illusion, I tell you, no illusion. No illusion. In this global change, policies and programs, strategies may be changed, uh, are influenced by the contemporary factors, but values and ethics will not change and will remain at the same. And even you can say, since time immemorial, they are, you can say, unforgettable, and you can say thousands of years, in years to come, they will be unforgettable. An ethical leader will be, you can say, as such, they will be quoted by the coming generation. They will be like a code path, or you can say guidelines to be followed by the business also. Then like human values are there, certainly blueprint is there, path is a simple path is a satyamev jayate. It has been taken from Mandak Upanishad. सत्य में हो जाते, सत्य विचलित हो सकता है, पराजित नहीं हो सकता है. With these words, I'm just closing my uh, first session. Okay. Uh, just take a break of 5 to 10 minutes. Hello, Rupali. Hello, Rupali. Hello,
Yes,
Sachin.
sir.
Uh,
Yes, sir.
just take break of 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Hmm.